I should have had you do my makeup before this. Yeah. A little touch up. You know what I'm saying? How they do on TV.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Transparent Podcast. I got a special guest with me. Could you just introduce yourself, let them know your name, where you're from, and what you do?
But bro, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? My name is Samuel Bardolage. That's my full name, Sam Barra. Artist name is Barra. You want me to just go into what I do? I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm a music producer, recording artist, and mixing and mastering engineer. I've been doing it for 4.5 years, quote unquote, professionally.
Okay.
But I've been doing music like my whole life, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Man, so like I just want to ask, like, just to start off, like, as far as music, what is it a specific artist or something that inspired you to like do music yourself, or have you just always just kind of just been around music and just knew you wanted to do it, or was there someone that like specifically motivated you to start doing music?
For sure. So I'll make like a really long story short, but I'll just a little bit of my music kind of history, I guess. I started playing piano when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
In church, just like gospel music and just stuff like that. And then I picked up drums and bass along the way, and then I did tuba and marching band just for the hell of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
One of those fun kind of things to do.
Yeah.
But I'd say I was like 13 years old. I got this like pirated DJ software, and I started like just mixing, like cutting songs together.
Okay.
I would take like the vocals from one song and the drums from another and make like really shitty like remixes, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That was like 13, 14 years old, and then I got another pirated version of producing software. And I started just sequencing beats and stuff like that. FL Studio is pretty popular.
Yeah.
But I didn't think anything of it. I was still, in Philly, which is where I'm from. And I was just making, stuff for fun. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go to college for like computer science or something, just generic, get some money, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Moved out to Colorado in 2017 because of my family's job situation or whatever.
Okay.
And a lot of life stuff happened. And I was like, okay, cool. And I took like a course in computer science and like Java, like programming, and I was like, this is cool, I can do it, but this sucks. I don't see myself, you know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. Stereotypical Asian kind of route. It was so bad. It was so bad. I was just like, and I was like, no, not happening, not happening. And I started, my dad had like this old iPad too, and I was messing around in GarageBand, like sequencing beats and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I started watching videos on like Zaytoven, Timbaland, Metro Boomin, like Noah 40. These are all like, pretty popular producers in the game.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, yo, this is like music production is a serious career. Like these guys, they don't just make money; they make like racks. But more than that, it's like you're getting paid to do something you love. You know, so I was like, all right, cool. Like maybe I'll see if there's like degree opportunities for that or something like that. It turns out CU Denver has one of the top like 5 or something music business programs in the country. Oh, and I was like, oh, crazy, bro. So like I didn't go the music business route. I ended up doing music recording arts. Okay. That's what got me into that, and I ended up getting a Mac and legal software finally. And then I started making beats and working with local people, and that's how I kind of got into it.
Shoot, man.
Yeah, man.
That's real interesting. And I heard you mention, like you said, like early growing up, like you were playing like the piano and things like that.
Yep.
So, what was anything that got you into piano, or did you do lessons?
Yeah. So my dad's friend, he's a musician himself, like best friend from college and everything. He got me this little toy like keyboard. You could like fold it in half and have somebody sit on that side and play on the side, and I was on this side.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like really cute, like Toys R Us type toy.
Yeah. And
they said this is how the story goes. I played Twinkle Twinkle Little Star by ear, you know what I'm saying? I was like, it was on the TV and I was just messing around. They were like, oh, this kid, you just listen to that and you played it. So they were like, all right, cool, let's invest in some lessons. So I took lessons. I was classically trained for 6.5 years. So all like the rudiments and Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin, all the guys back in the day. Yeah. And then I got sick of classical music. Because it was good, it taught me how to all like the rhythms and stuff like that. But then I was jazz and gospel trained for 2 years from this one guy.
Okay.
It was good, you know, and that's when around that same time, like 12, 13 years old, when I started picking up other instruments.
Wow. And I actually seen, I wanted to say, I seen one of your, I think it was YouTube videos a while back where you were you was playing on the drums too, and I think it was to like Meek Mill, whatever. So like, what got you? Were you doing drums at the same time you started piano, or did you
No. I just picked it up in church. Like literally, I just watched like the guys play, and then we had like VBS services. I was probably like 11, 12 years old, and I would just. So the VBS services, it'd be like, like the kids, they let them play, you know, because not like the main service. So I'd go out and it was one Saturday every month. So I'd hop on the drums and I, just try to, I was garbage when I started. Everybody starts off, you're not really great. Yeah. But I picked it up like pretty quick. I'd say probably 2 years, and I was playing like VBSs, but then like outreaches and stuff like that. So we'd go to we'd do like nursing homes and like, we'd visit like different places, and we'd take like the kid with us and I'd play for those services. Wow. So yeah, but just listening to that, and then definitely like you said, like hip hop, like just hearing like beats and stuff like that. I would just try to, honestly, not even hip hop, more rock. Oh, like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, like Thousand Foot Crush, like that's what kind of like taught. Yeah, I learned like the first song I really learned was Paradise City by Guns N' Roses on the drums. Yeah, because this is like easy, like we will rock you type beat. Yeah. But like, so that's what kind of got me into that. Yeah.
And I heard you mention about like kind of like some outreach and stuff like that. Yeah. Have you done like mission trip type stuff, or is it just kind of more?
Yeah, I have.
Could you share? Do you have like a specific experience? If you could just share one story, like one that maybe impacted you a lot, or that you really enjoy doing. Maybe.
Yeah. I went to got the opportunity to spend a week and a half in Veracruz, Mexico. Oh wow. So yeah, I flew from here to Houston, and we drove like I don't know some crazy amount of hours in a 15-passenger van. And Veracruz, Mexico is like, that place there, it's just like, is owned by the pastor's like grandfather or something like that. Mm-hmm. And all it is like big orange like fields. Yeah. Like just miles and miles. It's in the middle of the mountains too, right? So there's no internet service, there's no nothing like that. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing that impacted me there was the people. Like they're so down to earth. And they're so like, they don't have a lot too. They're not like poor, but they're not like crazy wealthy like over here. Like they just have food. They have like a humble kind of house, you know what I'm saying? They go to work like every day. But we had like meetings, every night. It was like, I think it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I got to play for some of those, going out there. Okay. And they're like worship services, bro. We go for like 2 or 3 hours. And these people would just be jumping, dancing, crying, laughing, sorry. Yeah. And I've never seen like, cause like you go to here to church, like everybody's all like, pious and everybody's wearing like Gucci.
Kind of seem like
everybody's like they're trying to be like put together and have all this kind of like an image almost. They didn't care about that like at all. Like I've never seen people like just been so happy just to be in a place and worship or whatever it was. Wow. And I was like, wow, it was really eye opening. Cause they, like I said, they don't have a lot. There's no internet service in that place. Yeah. So like they don't, they have to go to the city to get like service or something like that.
But they still in a great mood.
Yeah, they're just like very, and the food was great. Very silent. The food was amazing. Yeah. But they were just really, they really opened my eyes. I was like, okay, you don't need. It sounds cliche. It's like, no, you don't need a lot. But when you see real joy like that, it's crazy. So,
wow, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate you sharing that. That's,
of course.
That's really, of course, like a good story. And as far as like being able to go somewhere to. See something outside of like how we see in the States and like the busy life, and like you said, go somewhere that's maybe a little bit more like secluded or remote, but it's like, the people there just, they're just so thankful for life, joyous and real humble people. So that's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you, could you tell everybody what is a scratch paper? Is this something you produced or whatever? And I actually went through today. What was the song? I want to say it started with an H.
Hatred.
Yeah, that one.
That's everybody's favorite.
Yeah, I was listening to it, and just in all the like the little music I listened to today, it's just like you just hear a variety of different instruments. Like it's like refreshing to my ears, because like a lot of the stuff I hear, and especially like with hip hop and different things, it sounds like the same
repetitive stuff,
beats and everything. But I heard this, and I'm like, whoa, like this is way different than what I'm used to. But could you tell everybody about what is scratch paper and things
most
like
definitely,
that?
Bro. Most definitely. Shout out Dr. Messenger. Okay. So yeah. So I met this cat back in 2019. He's from Philly as well. Okay. He goes by Dr. Messenger.
Hey, shout out Philly. My bad.
Yeah, shout out Philadelphia.
Hey, and shout out to Jerron Ennis, boxer out of Philly. I'm a big boxing guy, so
but
one of my top, one of the top dudes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's dope. That's super dope. But yeah, I met him and he just heard like my beats and stuff like that, and he was like, "Yo, like, I want to lock in because not that many people are doing this. I want to do a full project with you." And I was like, "Cool, bet." And he just sent me because I had like old beats on SoundCloud. I don't even have those beats anymore. But one of the songs that's on the album, he had wrote to the beat, like full thing, and he just emailed me. This is back in like 2019, like the lyrics. And he was like, "Yo, check this out. What do you think? I wrote this to one of your songs." And I was like, "Yeah, it's super dope. Like I mess with it. It's solid." And he was like, "Yeah, can we meet? Like, is there any way you can come out here? I can come out there, whatever, and let's just lock in and do. I have this whole crazy concept.
Yeah.
For this tape called Scratch Paper. I want to be like my mixtape, my debut kind of project."
Yeah. I
was like, yeah, sure. You know, I've always just watching videos and stuff from different people. Like the best thing to do as an upcoming producer, is like work. Don't try to shoot for working with like Drake, Lil Baby, Future. Yeah. Find the local guys around you and produce their whole catalog.
Wow.
Like just do like everything. Do all their singles, all their, you know, because that's what like 40 did with Drake. That's what Zaytoven did with Future or did with Gucci Mane. Like he produced all his stuff. Okay. You know, so when he gave me the opportunity, I was like, hell yeah. And he was like, and he's not like a producer himself. He has a very musical mind. Yeah. So he had a whole outline for the Scratch Paper, and he was like for all how he wanted the beats to all sound. And I was like, yo, this makes my job mad easy, bro. Like, cause like that's like my thing. Like, shameless plug. But like, if you come to me, like, you give me an idea or like a vibe you want to create, and I can do that. So that's how I produce. Okay. Cause like a lot of producers, they're like, all right, here's 20 beats. Listen to them and pick which one you like. You know, whereas me, I'm like, I can go to the studio and be like, all right, what kind of mood are you in today? What do you want to convey? And then I can kind of build a beat around that. So he loved that. So he was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Wow. So we came together, and that was in 2019, and we just dropped this June 3rd, 2022. Yeah. So this has been like a long time coming. Man, I think we met like 3 separate times. Twice I went to Philly, and then once he came out here. Okay. And it was great, man. It was definitely my most favorite project to work on because it stretched me like creatively, like you said. Because like those beats are very different. They don't sound like just traditional. Yeah, like trap or
it's not beats. Nothing you hear like nowadays. Like it's just so different. Like I'm like, oh shoot, like. And then 2, I want to say, I didn't cut you off, but
sure, you did.
In the music, like you could see, like he's like he has like some deep message or something he's trying to convey, and like, and then even that last song, what was it
God Be With You?
Yeah. And and I was listening to that, and it was like, man, like he's talking about like real stuff, like real life stuff, like what, and then you hear stuff about like government and people oppression, like it's like a lot of stuff in that music, and it's just like man, like he got something he's trying to get off his chest.
Most definitely. I think that's what drew me into him the most is because his concept for himself. Because like, I'm not gonna speak for him. You know, whenever he comes on an interview and wants to show who he is. Sure. So Doc is one character, and then the Messenger is one character. Okay. You know, so like if you hear like on Duality. Okay. It's like the 3rd track or something like that. Yeah. It's the same drums. But there's like a horn on one side and then there's bells on one side. So one side is supposed to be Doc and one side is supposed to be the Messenger. Okay. So like when he came, I was like, well, I would never think of doing stuff like that. You know, it's like crazy. Yeah. Some of it's kind of weird even, you know, but it's really cool. So like you said, yeah, he's got a lot of stuff. And when you hear him like, you know, talking about stuff, it's like, oh, like how long have you been in the rap game? It's like, no, this is his first project.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like this is like first real project. So when I've told people that, they're like, really? Why is he talking about all this kind of? Most people are trying to go for hits on there. He doesn't really care about that kind of stuff. Because because I asked him, I was like, all right, like how do we want to promote this? How do we want to do this? Because if you go on this page, there's not really a lot going on. You know, and he was like, yeah, I don't really care about that. I just want to get my message out. If a couple people are listening, that's all that matters. And I was like, I respect that because every other person that I talked to that's in the music industry right now, they're trying to get a bag. You know, there's very few people that are trying to really just it's message first. And if I get money and I get to eat off of it, that's great.
That's a plus. Yeah. And also like the one thing I do respect about him is like from his music you could tell he's not trying to be a copy or nothing to anybody else. He's authentic himself, and like nowadays that's almost like a forgotten art, just being yourself. Like don't try to sound like this person. I'm like, oh shoot, like this is his sound, this is him, and it's like yo, I gotta respect it because it's him. It's genuine, it's authentic. So what's up, man?
Yeah, touching on that too, like just that was kind of like a pressure for me because like I wanted to achieve like his sound like on that first tape, because most people it takes at least 2-3 projects for them to get their sound and fall into their, you know what I'm saying. So I was like, wow, so to hear you say that is much love,
for sure.
I really
I listened through the whole thing when I was in the car, and I was just every song I was just like, man, like it was just different in my like my ears and heard nothing like it. But then the message was like, I was like, man, he's like, you talking about some stuff.
How many times you just heard it once?
Yeah, I just played it.
Okay, cool. I'd say give it like a week and then listen to it again.
Okay.
Because that second listen, like, because I talked to a friend and he was like, the second listen, we listened to it together.
Okay.
And a lot of stuff like hit and like connected, made sense. He's like, oh, this is the concept behind this, is the concept behind this. Because that first time, like, because even some of the songs, like, you'll hear like breaks in between. And it feels like it's cutting in, cutting it out, and it doesn't seem like a seamless kind of thing. But if you hear it again the second time, it'll kind of make sense.
Okay.
So
I'll definitely do that. And then too, I did notice the like it's a few songs on there where like almost halfway through, it's like the whole beat and everything switches up, and I'm like, oh shoot, like
it pissed me off so much, bro. Because this man is addicted to beat switches, bro.
Yeah, man, that's what's up.
I was like, there's like one song that has a hook on it. Everything else is just bars, and you're like, what the hell, bro? We not gonna get no plays this way. He's like, I don't care. I was like, all right, enough.
Hey, like you said, you gotta respect him.
Facts.
But hey, good job, on your piece on that too, because like man, like that's what's up, man. And I like to see people, succeeding, and like you helping out the community too with your talents as far as the producing side and things like that, putting it together. So it's definitely what's up.
Thank you, man.
Could you, if you mind, would you mind sharing just with like whoever's watching? Could you tell a bit about your like background? Do you have any family, brothers, sisters, anything like that?
Yeah. Oh man, this is such a long story. I'm gonna try to cut it down
go ahead, bro.
into all right, yeah, so I was born overseas. I was born in India. Okay. Actually. And I lived there for 2 years. And then I moved to DC for about like 6 months.
Okay.
And then I moved from DC to Philadelphia, which is where I was raised. I moved like once back to DC for another 6 months. Mainly I lived in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I had mother, father, and then a younger sister. She is going to be a senior in high school right now, which is crazy. Time flies. Yeah. Shout out my sister. That's I was just raised there, in church. Mm-hmm. So I went to church like 3 times a week, and then so I lived in the suburbs of Philadelphia called Ben Salem. Okay. And compared to Philly, it's great, but compared to here, it's not so great. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I saw a bunch of good stuff, and I saw a bunch of crazy stuff. Not to get too descriptive or violent, but like
you seen some stuff.
Sure. At like a young age, that definitely put perspective on a lot of different things.
Okay.
But definitely and our church was actually in the worst neighborhood of like Philly in general. It's called Kensington. So if you look up Kensington in Google, the nickname for it is Zombieland. Because I'll tell you why. In 2018, it was ranked as the #1 heroin spot in all the United States.
Oh wow!
That was right where our church was.
Wow.
So can you imagine me and my friends as kids, running around the area handing out tracts? Come to VBS. Come to, you know what I'm saying? We had no idea. Bro, I was in church. We heard drive-bys like during church. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had the craziest thing I saw was we were going to like the Saturday night meeting. Yeah. It was a helicopter with a light on, right? Like a beam.
Oh, man.
There's this fool on an ATV, goggles on, he goes right in front of us. And me and my mom was just staring. We like, all right, come on. We walk into church like nothing happens, man. Bro. It was nuts.
Live chase.
It was, and I didn't think anything of it. Because I was a kid, right? So I'm like, oh, this is where my church is at. Like, this is cool. And then me and my friends talking about releasing. He's like, bro, what the hell was we doing, bro? Like, why was they sending out kids in this area of town? But like, having that, and then this is the third part to that whole kind of thing, because it was neighborhood, church, school. I went to a bunch of different schools. So I went to a charter school in kindergarten, and I ended up going there again for 8th grade, which is kind of weird. And then 1st grade, I went to like a private school, and then 2nd grade I was homeschooled, and then 3rd through 7th grade I went to private school as well. Like very small school.
Yeah.
I'm talking like 6 kids in my class.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, like very small, like Baptist school, and like now I'm a very outgoing person, and back then I was too, but in school I wasn't. In school I was very quiet. Yeah. I don't know why. That's just how I was, So like just those 3 kind of So it was weird. I didn't realize this until older. Mm-hmm. But like in a way, I had like 3 separate kind of code switches / like personalities. This is me in church, me at the neighborhood, and me in school.
Okay.
You know, so when I hit puberty, all those three just kind of collided, and it was like, all right, which one do you want to be? And I had
one big collab.
I had no idea, you know. So
yeah,
that's when I think high school, going to public school was great, because I really like found myself.
Yeah.
You know, and then refound myself when I moved over here. Family has been huge. Yeah, I have a lot of close friends in Philly that still I'm in touch with to this day, because when I moved, right before I moved, not to get too dark, but a lot of crazy stuff happened. I lost 2 friends. Yeah, and then I almost lost my life in the same week.
Oh,
it was
wow,
crazy.
Man.
Yeah. It was wild. And then I moved here right after that. So I left everybody. Yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy. But in a way, that kind of brought all those 3, school, church, and everything. I guess when I moved out here, I realized a couple things. One, I didn't really know like who I was like spiritually and what kind of relationship I had with God.
Yeah.
2, I realized I was like relying on a lot of friends and stuff to give me like hope and peace and, you know, joy and stuff like that. I don't really have a lot of internal like stuff going on, because when I came out here, I got super depressed. I was like, oh, this sucks, bro. I have nobody here.
Yeah, starting fresh.
You know, yeah. And I ended up going from a shitty school in the suburbs of Philly to Cherry Creek High School in Colorado area, which is like 5-star school, 4,000 kids, 98% white kids, all stupid rich. Like if you go into the school parking lot, it's like Lambo, Ferrari, Bentley, like and I was like,
and that's where you got Cherry Creek Mall too, right?
In the similar kind of area.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, that's the school I went to after coming. So I was like, what the hell is my life, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, so this story can drag on like really long. But long story short, came out here, finished school out there, went to college, and really kind of those couple years, like those 3 years, I learned a lot more than I did in my whole life, because I kind of took all those experiences I had as a kid.
Yeah.
And then music obviously being a huge crush that I leaned on, and then now turned into a profit.
Wow.
You know, and then the people that I've met obviously along the way. Shout out my girlfriend Sydney. She's great. She's wonderful. You know, and all my friends and stuff that I've made out here too. Have definitely like been support and something that I can lean on for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, you definitely. Just from the little teaser you giving us, it's like, man, you've been through some stuff.
Sure, I've seen some stuff.
Yeah, you've seen some stuff.
Right.
But hey, man, could you let anybody know who may be new watching, this their first time like watching any interview or anything like that, kind of on you? Could you let them know like what do you have anything you working on? Do you want to shout out anybody? Do you have any artists you work with that you want to shout out? Anything like that?
Oh man, this is gonna take 20 minutes. No, no, there's this guy in Denver. His name is Chris Ofer. He has an EP coming out, and I have 2 songs on that EP. Okay. Super dope cat. Love working with him. He's a very talented kid. And then me and Dr. Messenger. So like I said, he's got concept, right? This man has like the next 4 projects planned out. But
cerebral with it.
Yeah. He's clean with it. But yeah, so we have stuff on the way. And then I just dropped a beat tape in January, and I'm probably gonna consistently, just as a producer, just to I'm gonna try to drop either 2 like every year, just one in January, one in like beginning of the year, middle of the year type deal. Okay. And then artist wise, like Chris is the one that I have stuff with. Okay. But there's a bunch of people I want to work with, and that are in my circles right now. And I think you should check out this kid named Jay West. He's a super talented artist as well. He's a celloist. And he's also a R&B singer. Oh, shoot. Incredible. Yeah, incredible. All my friends, Bro Music, Ambassador, Delosey. And then there's this kid named Nakeem. He's super talented as well. Definitely check him out. But like I said, the list goes on. Yeah, it goes on and on. Y'all know who you are, you know. Sure. But yeah, those are the people that have stuff like immediately coming out. Okay. So definitely check them out, no doubt.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
And man, for anybody watching, could you just let them know, like, if they want to follow you, where they can find your music, your beats, like, if they want to hit you up? Most definitely.
Yeah, so on all platforms, it's BHARA, Bara. That's like my artist name. And then my Instagram is the best way to reach me. That's how, you reach me. It's just sam.bara. You can follow me, and I'm very easy to approach. Like, I'm not no famous guy. I'm just another guy. You know what I'm saying? So you can
hitting me up. So like,
So definitely like whoever, and you don't have to be from Colorado too. You can be from wherever. I'm available to travel, and obviously I love just meeting people. So definitely just shoot me a DM or shoot me a text, because I think my number is still up there. Okay. And we can work. Whatever budgets you got, whatever y'all need, just hit me up.
Hey man, like, hey, this is the man Sam. This is my first time meeting him in person, and I'm glad he was able to come out here.
Yes, sir.
Bring the girlfriend and everything like that.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to say, man, I appreciate you coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just from meeting you, you just seem like a good dude, man. Like, you give me good energy.
Thank you.
And I'm honored to even do this podcast with him because I'm like, man, like I seen him and I seen you in. Could you let him know using the magazine too, right? Cause
Voyage Mag, yeah, because you were in that too, bro.
Yeah,
congrats, bro. Big up, seriously, man.
Yeah,
shout out Sarah Miller, man. She's I don't know how she's connecting all these people together, but
and she's putting Colorado on the map.
For real.
You know what I mean?
For real.
That's what's up. And
yeah,
man, I was excited to finally link up with you. And I'm like, man, there's somebody else doing something good. So on camera, I want to give them the shake, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Hey, and anybody watching, you got any last words or just some words of wisdom for anybody out there who got some talent? Or anybody out there who's
has
watching.
talent, hit him up. Come on, be on this show. It's a good vibe. He's a very great person. Definitely check it out.
Appreciate you, man.
Words of advice. I'm not in a place to give anybody words of advice just quite yet.
Hey, give them some motivation just for the weekekend.
Yeah, just
stay out of trouble.
Just don't stop. That's just like whatever you're doing. There's gonna be highs and lows. Just keep going. That's it. It's very straightforward. Hey. Just whatever you do. Even if you take a break, step away from what you're doing, what you love, just try to find time to, make it happen. So
man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, hey, we just want to thank everybody for watching another episode of Transparent Podcast, and we'll see you guys later.